watching with the Jazz. What are you guys seeing out there?
And I thought they built this lead mainly because of their work on the glass. They really dominated the rebounding totals.
And it takes an effort from all 5 guys to get a rebounding advantage like that. Everybody has to rebound the ball. That's how you finish off your defense.
What is up, all YouTube viewers?
Trailing.
While I'm playing NBA 2K15, I came to talk about Under the Dome. And, you know, I heard the news just a couple days ago that the show has been canceled. They will not be renewing a new season. And unfortunately, yeah, that'll be the end of the show after season 1, which was kind of a shocker, to say the least. So, I gotta say, I'm pretty bummed about the show being canceled, but I wish the show was rated more better, where they could have high ratings, because the ratings have been awfully low, and the writing was on the wall from there, and it was so hard to believe, because, I don't know, season 3 started off hot, but then it just went downhill after that. I mean, I wish it did start off hot, so, to say the least, because it looked like it was on a good note, but unfortunately, you know, the fact that the show's ending on a really terrible note had all the signs, and the writing was on the wall, to say the least, about the show. So, one thing I could say is that, you know, season 3, you know, it looked so forced to have another villain, because we already have Big Jim, the star of the show, who's playing a huge antagonist, just killing off people left or right. But the season had hot ratings, but the aftermath of that was kind of where it came to play and caught up to them. So, yeah, that was the unfortunate part. They had great antagonists like Max. And then you had the mom, where he just let her drown, which was a shot. And then they had Melanie, who played such a great, incredible role. And then, you know, the love triangle with Joe and Nori. Then they had another one with Hunter involved.
Questions as to how Dante Exum will develop as a player.
Looked like they had 2 love triangles.
Guard, but grew up playing point guard. He would prefer the point, saying that's the position that has got me here. That's what I want to be going forward. We'll see if the coaches agree, Kevin.
We'll see how it plays
out. Yeah, I thought that was crazy, because, to say the least, it was like,
and many of the Jazz
players, the show went downhill, and then I found stuff that's wrong. That was wrong with the show.
They work on their athleticism and
apparently, it was just ludicrous about, you know, why they killed off Ava the way he did. She comes back to normal, and she didn't know where she was, just so she could be killed off, which was kind of disappointing. So I'm watching the show tomorrow just to see how the show goes from there. So I don't know, I'm very intrigued about how the show's going to end, because now the show has reached its conclusion, because they're not going to do it for season 4.
You know, it's interesting when you look at this team, Kevin. I mean, they found a way to get their whole team to knock down free throws at a consistent level.
It was just a bummer for that to happen.
A team that can't make free throws, that's a huge liability, and one you don't want to deal with. They'd like to repeat their success at the line this year.
Apparently, it just seems like...
And Parsons gets it to go.
Yeah. Apparently, it just seems like they were all over the place. They just...
Boy, that was a rugged
she just came completely from left field, especially as a therapist. And then they have... Ava was just thrown in there. And then with Big Jim destroying the dome, and then Melanie getting killed, I thought that was crazy. Especially when he attempted to strangle her, and then Christine saves the day, and then her to just become a villain from there, which was really odd, to say the least. So that's one thing I could say to that. So
just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
Yeah, so the only thing I could say to that was, yeah, it was
Harris outside.
It was hard to believe that, you know, it ended the way it did, but on the flip side of that, it's like...
12-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And a gigantic game for him at the free throw line. I mean, he was initiating
on the flip side of that, it's
really
like...
hunting those whistles from
I don't
the
know,
referees.
it had so much potential to stretch out, but they haven't reached this potential. It had too much untapped potential to reach to season 5. But even though it should have been a short series, I think they did stretch it on too long. They did want the money, and I think that was another thing that was wrong with it. So they just kind of looked desperate to keep the show going. So that was another problem with it. And I don't know, it had some good characters like Junior, played by Alexander Coach. And then they had girl who played Melanie, Joe and Nori were awesome. But Joe was more awesome with his tough character. But
to the middle.
I feel like his role to Nori became an interesting character when Joe came into the scene, and then when Angie got killed off, I feel like why didn't he talk beforehand? They didn't look very nervous about why he was killed. They didn't find out who did it. But then they find out it was Sam, because I thought it was going to be Lyle, but then it was Sam.
Now, here's Exum.
I don't know, Sam was a good character, but then for him to join the kinship was, I don't know how that ended up happening, so.
And they will call over the back on the
that was a little hard to believe, to say the least, so.
Left his feet too early.
One thing I can say to that, so.
You got to try to work to get around. Otherwise,
it was kind of a tough show, a tough conclusion to the show, but, you know, the show development was kind of inconsistent. It was very off and on, like I heard some other
and for the Mavericks, they're shooting only 32%
and it
from the
was
field.
a bit tough to believe because I don't know, the story didn't really go forward because they were on the other side of the dome and the whole group could have jumped, and then but they ended up closing that side, which was, I felt was an interesting story. And then the wife comes back, and then the wife dies, and he killed off, you know, the scientist or the science teacher Rebecca. I don't know how that happened. That was he was just a bit inconsistent to me. Big Jim, he was the most inconsistent character because he was playing a huge villain, blaming Barbie, and then they had the radio and they burnt. I don't know why they burnt down the radio. That would have been a great sport. And then they had Phil the sheriff. I just cannot believe what happened.
I think that's the key.
Barbie did it, so. I don't know. Season 1 and 2 is really good, but season 3 is like,
he's already such a terrific all-around
where they were going with that.
But if he can be really solid from the perimeter and consistent, look out.
When they killed off Ava just to put her back to normal before they kill her off, I don't know where they're going with this, but I'm a little bit intrigued, because there's not going to be another season 4 for sure. It's like, I don't know what's going to convince me now.
Kicks it to Burks
regarding this show.
The pass to Burke. 4 on the shot clock. Here's the 3.
Let's see where it goes from there.
It's hauled in by Phelps. Dallas shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the